Hi, I'm Jim Swan, President of the Ontario Association of Cardiologists. For those of you not totally familiar with the OAC, let me tell you more. Our organization is independent of the Ontario Medical Association and funded solely by its Ontario member cardiologists. We are the experts in cardiac care in Ontario and advocate with the Ministry of Health, the provincial government, and the OMA to ensure that Ontarians continue to receive the world-class cardiac care they deserve and expect. We practice what is called evidence-based medicine, which integrates our years of clinical experience, a patient's expectations, and the best research evidence available into each and every patient's cardiac care. Ontario cardiologists work to standards that are never compromised, and we watch our government closely to ensure their changes will not compromise anyone's access to cardiac care. Cardiac care today is enormously complex and demands highly trained specialists being able to practice in an ever-changing environment. It's a 24-hour per day, 7-day-a-week profession with lots of unscheduled high-stake drama. Our short website video called A Day in the Life will immerse you in the cardiologist world and is well worth a few minutes of your viewing time. The OAC includes the majority of Ontario cardiologists and is fortunate to call some of the world's preeminent cardiologists OAC members. As a group, we believe that the Ontario Medical Association, which is the umbrella group of all Ontario doctors, continues to lack the expertise and the structure to deal effectively with cardiology issues on their own. The OMA and the government have broken off talks after failing to reach a new Physicians Services Agreement for 2015. As a result, the Wynne government has initiated unilateral cuts to cardiac care without consulting cardiac care experts. The OAC believes strongly that these cuts will jeopardize the lives of our most vulnerable cardiac patients, the congestive heart failure patient. Our lines of communication and commitment to advocate on behalf of Ontarians remain open and direct with the Ontario Medical Association, the provincial government, and the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. The OAC continues to take a very active role in the implementation process for the standards for the provision of echocardiography in Ontario. Done properly, it will improve care, reduce duplication, and save money. We have been pushing the government for years to take action here. In the spring of this year, an OAC pilot program for the congestive heart failure patient designed to keep them out of hospital, improve the quality of their lives, and reduce the cost to the healthcare system was presented to government. They have chosen to ignore the proposal and not to act, even though it clearly shows them how to save significant dollars and improve cardiac care, particularly in a time of financial constraint. The OAC's expertise is essentially being sidelined. The OAC is not against change. Far from it, as our efforts show. We have an active working group working with Ontario MD, looking at the changes to the current electronic medical record in order to deliver better cardiac patient care. We have made progress over the last year working with radiology and nuclear medicine and eHealth Ontario to improve the access to medical images and their associated reports throughout the province of Ontario. The overwhelming problem we all face in Ontario is the massive provincial deficit. It's easy to Google and discover the questionable decisions made by government over the last decade that has put us in this position. The billions of dollars in debt were not caused by cardiac care, but your cardiac care is now being targeted to pay for the government's past mistakes. The Wynne Liberal government says they are trying to balance their deficit by asking doctors to take a small cut in the fees they receive for services. What they don't say is that doctors have been taking these cuts for many years. The net result of these cuts will be a growing and significant reduction in access to medical care, including cardiac services. I would encourage you to invest a short amount of time and watch our website videos, why the OAC exists, the Congestive Heart Failure Initiative, and Cardiologists Add Value, you'll quickly realize that what the government is saying is just simply not true. The OAC has met with the Ministry of Health 4 times this year and clearly pointed out the consequences of their 2015 unilateral actions regarding cardiac care. We showed them simple, cost-effective solutions and offered to co-manage cardiac care with them. But to date, our efforts have fallen on deaf ears. Cardiologists are extremely disappointed and frustrated. In October 2015, the OAC surveyed Ontario cardiologists regarding the unilateral 2015 government cuts. The majority believes something can and should be done now to protect access to care for cardiac patients. Many feel they will have to close their community clinics or move. Many respondents indicated they would be prepared for job action if necessary. It's a sad state of affairs that our once proud healthcare system is now being asked to invest in new technologies and service thousands more new patients, as well as an increasing aging population, all without appropriate funding. The government has embarked on a campaign to disrupt the healthcare system and blame the doctors for its problems. The government's high-priced external consultants have advised them in a period of financial difficulty to create more chaos and hope that some good may come out of it. No wonder the healthcare system in Ontario is in severe crisis. With 1 in 60 Ontarians facing heart failure, this is an issue that demands the government's immediate attention and willingness to work with cardiologists to resolve the issue now. The OAC will continue to do its part to resolve the existing Physician Services Agreement impasse and to protect the current standard of care and access to cardiac care in Ontario. Finally, I'd like to thank the OAC membership for the confidence that they have bestowed upon me as president. I would also like to thank our board of directors and the many cardiologists who continue to give their personal time to help educate and inform. The OAC has developed into a powerful voice for Ontario cardiac patients and cardiologists. Our major advocacy goal remains to make sure that the cardiac patient and cardiologists are treated fairly and appropriately by all, including the Ontario Medical Association, the current Liberal government, and the Ministry of Health. Access to world-class cardiac care must not be compromised by the Wynne government. Thank you for listening, and I welcome you to contact me directly if you have any questions about our organization.